Greetings, everyone, and welcome. November the 19th, 2025. You're seeing it, and I'm seeing it. Mainstream media, ranging from Reuters to Politico, bubbling about this secret peace deal that has been agreed upon by Moscow and the United States and will be presented to Zelensky upon his return from Ankara by United States military leaders that have just arrived unexpectedly in Kyiv. I don't buy it. Once again, we are in a week of so much information unfolding. We need to be careful, fact checked, and go straight for the sources on everything. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to do, as the thumbnail says, do my very best to give you facts only, because this story is gaining a lot of momentum right now and we need to understand it from all angles. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting, liking, commenting, subscribing. Really looking forward to your comments on what I'm going to share with you over the next few minutes. Thank you in advance. So, secret peace deal. Let's look at some facts here and bring some understanding. This is headlines out by Politico. Now Reuters jumping on. A peace deal as soon as this week that dropped November the 19th at 6:07 a.m. by Jack Blanchard and Dasha Burns. Breaking. The White House is preparing to unveil a secret Ukraine-Russia peace plan, possibly within days. Trump's team negotiated it directly with Moscow without Ukraine or Europe at the table. The White House is confident and plans to present it to Ukraine as a fait accompli, says Zelensky, saying Zelensky's under pressure and he will have little to no choice but to accept it. As for Europe, we don't really care what they're talking about, senior official has stated. Now, let's look at the facts. We have the Turkey meetings. Witkoff and Yermak was supposed to meet. That didn't happen, so Zelensky has met with Erdogan. Corruption inside Ukraine with Yermak is a big story. Umarov, is he staying outside of the Ukraine or is he coming back? The massive attacks that just happened overnight, we'll deal with those at the very end because you can't negotiate with that type of evil. United States delegations arriving in Kyiv unexpected, but they're talking about new weapon supplies. We just signed a deal for new Patriots. The Pearl program is going, and the United States is excited about drone partnerships, but now we have a peace deal and a forced capitulation. Sorry, I don't buy it. Reuters reporting this, and I got that little kid over there because I think he makes sense with his facial expression. The terms of the peace agreement developed by the U.S. and Russia will be announced to Zelensky tomorrow, according to Reuters. The plan will be shown during a meeting with American military officials in Kyiv. Now, I can tell you and confirm that American military officials have arrived in Kyiv unexpected. That's a fact. U.S. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll and Chief of Staff General Randy George. Now, here's where it gets interesting for me. After the meeting with Zelensky, the officials will then head to Moscow for approval. Okay. If you've already have an agreed upon deal with Moscow and you're just going to present it to Zelensky for him to capitulate, then why do you have to leave the meeting with Zelensky and go to Moscow for approval? I thought you already have an approved agreement and a deal. This is why the kid, me looking the same. What are you talking about? If you have a deal, you have a deal. By the way, the last time I checked, how is a U.S. Army Secretary Driscoll and Chief of Staff Randy George now taking the place and positions of people like Marco Rubio or the Witkoff delegation that has been approved? Where did Keith Kellogg go? Where is Donald Trump at? Where is Putin at? Where is Zelensky at? This is a lot of talk. That's how we can look at it factually up to this moment. Let's go a little deeper. Russian Foreign Ministry just a couple of hours ago making an official statement coming from Lavrov through Zakharova. We have no idea what is happening. Russian Foreign Ministry official statement. We have not received any information from the United States through official channels regarding any agreements on Ukraine that is being mentioned in the media. So now Russia rejecting that. While that's happening, Medvedev today, just a couple of hours ago, goes out and goes off. He says it's too late. The Russian armed forces are having successes on the front line, and this is the best catalyst for the demise of the Kyiv regime. The internal corruption is now turning into gangrene, and it's affecting the entire world. The EU is equally corrupt based on their responses to Ukraine. He then asks questions. What is happening in Turkey? We don't know. Why is the United States trying to rush people all over the world to talk, but they're not talking to us? And then he says the nation of Ukraine in its current state is on the edge of complete implosion. Do you see how the rhetoric is just ramping layer over layer over layer? I'm not giving you anything on this update, not my opinions, just quotes. These are the quotes, the facts, the understanding as they are presented by media, mainstream media, and government officials who have made official statements. Let's continue. We now have to think about Poland in this because Poland has been a big player this week, especially in regard to the sabotage on the Russian tracks. And there's three things about Poland that I think are also connected to this story, this secret peace deal. So Donald Tusk today has communicated with President Zelensky and have agreed on cooperation between Polish and Ukrainian special services to protect state railways. The goal will be identification of people suspected of collaborating with Russia. Hear the phrase, collaborating with Russia, and to prevent acts of sabotage. This is where Poland, Ukraine standing together to fight against these rail attacks that are happening on Polish sovereign territory that are blocking the flow, if they happen, for the weapons coming through Poland in transit into Ukraine via rail. Now, it goes a step further with Poland. Poland closes all Russian consulates, the last one in the city of Gdansk. Poland is closing the final Russian consulate in Gdansk as a result of the sabotage incidents on the railroad. This is the last remaining Russian consulate in Poland. The previous ones in Poznan and Krakow were closed as responses to earlier acts of sabotage. And now breaking, I don't have a slide for it as I am sharing this, a lot of talk coming out of Poland from government officials that they are considering departing the European Union. We'll see what unfolds. This is the picture of what the world is trying to present through the media, whether it's Reuters or Politico. This is what the world is trying to push. And when I say that, those that are in power, specifically, it appears the man on the right there, because we know of all the internal pressure that is happening inside the United States right now. This is what's happening, guys. These are quotes. These are facts. But I don't buy it. Why? Because this cannot be rewarded. Period. Full stop. Massive strike on Ukraine overnight. This cannot be blessed. This cannot be congratulated. This cannot be rewarded. If so, it is a breakdown of complete international law. This is strikes last night on the sovereign nation of Ukraine. You can see it everywhere. Massive strikes in Lviv and Ternopil, and I'm going to give you a few facts, but it's not just there. Look in the east, all of the attacks on infrastructure going after the power grid, the gas infrastructure to cripple Ukraine. Here are some of the facts. And my question for you is, where is the outrage? No, we're just going to talk about a secret peace deal. No, where is the outrage? Now I've went from facts only to a closing question. Where is the outrage? Take a look at this. This is unfortunately Ternopil, Ukraine. There's nothing bad you're going to see here other than people's homes destroyed, which is horrible, but no explosions, no bodies, just to be honest. This is this morning in Ternopil, Ukraine. I mean, just destroying apartment buildings. The video of the attacks with ballistic missiles, drones, it's just complete devastation. Massive Russian-Ukrainian missile strike and drone attack on Ukraine last night. 470 drones, 48 ballistic and cruise missiles. Energy and critical infrastructure targeted in Lviv, Kharkiv, energy infrastructure, transport, civilian infrastructure. I remind you, Russia's still trying to destroy completely the rail system of Ukraine. Russia remains unpunished for its continuing war crimes. Right now, Ukraine is still clearing the rubble. They are still missing. The death toll in Ternopil has increased to 25 civilians killed, 3 of whom are children. 73 more injured, 16 of those are injured after the Russian strike, and that is only the details from Ternopil. The search and rescue continues. So the question is, secret peace deal? No, I do not buy it. I hope that these 11 minutes have helped you to see more clearly, understand better. Thank you for being here as we try to fight on this one with facts. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your time, your support, your comments, your likes, subscribes. Make sure that notification bell is on. Things are happening very quickly now. I'm feeling better, and we could drop a video or a live at any moment. You guys be blessed.